So when I came out and accepted I was gay and all that good stuff, I was in Miami. So Pride was Miami Sizzle. So I just was not about that life. South Beach, I can't do it. It's too many people. It's really, really crazy. But what now I realize and what I'm appreciative of is this idea of Pride being more than those parties and things like that. And this misconception of what Pride is. You know, this panel right here, this is dope. You know, being able to have these type of conversations. There's workshops. There's so much other things that go on during Pride that I wish that got spotlighted more on than all of these parties and things like that. So when I started to dig into it and to really see that, you know, it's more than all those parties and there's parades and then there's an educational aspect of it. There's fundraisers, there's galas. There's so much things going on to benefit our community. And for us to take a part in that, that's what it means to me, and I like that aspect of it.
The next question, like, given that it's World Pride, we're celebrating 50 years here. It's in New York, so it's major. From the events of Stonewall, being oppressed and hiding in the bars and the riots and things of that nature, how far have you guys think we have come from that? The good and the bad, the ugly, but do you think we're on the right track, or we're still missing a mark? When it comes to Pride, it's a loaded question. Starting with Monique, what do you think?
That's a loaded question.
So, I always say that when you're going to lead with something that's mildly controversial, you should start with a fact. Because that can't be debated. Mm-hmm. It's still legal in about 30 states to discriminate due to your LGBT identification for jobs, right? So let's like throw that out there, right? We are lucky to be in New York. If you go to 30 other states, you could just be fired. You can be fired for who you love, right? And let me not even get into the trans conversation, right? When I say authenticity is a cost-benefit analysis, it literally can mean life or death, right? So privacy has become increasingly important, and people want to say, be authentic, be yourself, be yourself. There are consequences, right? And I'll leave that there and switch to the positive side, right? Which is, I can be open at work now, right? There are benefits. So I don't want to say that we've not made any progress forward, because we have, but I think there's a lot more to be done, and we have a lot of runway left to move forward to reach that equality. Starting with laws that protect our rights within the workplace around LGBT.
Brian, what's your thoughts on
You know, at one point I thought we were in a really good upward trajectory. I thought that, you know, in the current climate, or at least in the previous climate of things, like, I felt okay to be a gay man. And within the past couple of years, I'm not going to name drop because you know exactly what I'm talking about, but I felt less safe and less supported because of the status of our country and what is going on. But I made the conscious effort to remember that it's going to be fine. Like, momentum is momentum, and even if we take 2 steps back, we can take 1 step forward. And if we keep doing that, we're going to chip away and get ahead. And it takes pride and authenticity to be able to create, a forefront in which we can have those dialogues and we can express, our concerns and give solutions and create solutions. And, no matter what happens, in society today or tomorrow, I'm never going to stop loving who I am, and I'm never not going to be prideful in who I am myself. And I definitely think, looking back on Stonewall and thinking this has been 50 years, like, it's been 50 years, it's been a journey. Change isn't going to happen tomorrow. And I think conceptualizing that, memorializing that, and even having disdain for what is currently occurring, it could take another 50 years, but who knows what's going to happen in 50 years. We could be in such a better spot, and I hope to be in such a better spot than we're at now and than we ever were.
So to add to that question for Eric and Marco and Paula, what are you guys doing for the community to help alleviate what, the negative of what Brian and Monique pointed out about there's still some shortcomings? What are you guys using your platforms to give back to the community in general?
So I guess for me, from a platform standpoint, it's just highlighting the positive achievements of men of color, regardless of what they identify as. But then I also think from a personal standpoint, what I personally do is just holding people accountable. I think that a lot of times, even within our community, we tend to perpetuate certain stigmas or certain things that we don't want other people to, label us as. So, I think it's important for us to, yes, it's very important for, us to tell everybody they have to act a certain way or talk a certain way, but also make sure that your best friend, sis, or, your brother, any of those people that, that's not right for me to say. You need to relax because there's so much, it's sad that there's so much hate within our own community for various other groups in our community. And I just think it's important for us to speak on that, to just hold people accountable, because you're expecting so much of other people, but within your own community, you can't even love your own brother, your sister, or whoever. And it's just, it's unnecessary.
Marco?
I think for me personally, I think it is putting my love life out there and expressing my love unconditionally with my boyfriend, because he got picked up for this reality show. They wanted to know about his love life. They liked the kid, so they put me on the show. And it just became this thing because, he's from rural Alabama. I'm actually from rural Alabama, and I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. He just come from a household that didn't really look down upon it from my end, but didn't discuss it. Wasn't a thing. We kind of just put it under the rug and we're gonna leave it there until I guess you're comfortable saying it. But just putting myself out there so the younger generation, because really it's really the younger generations that's gonna carry these positive attributes that we're doing each other and supporting each other, that's gonna bring it up to the current times or whatever. So just showing them that this is normal. This isn't just they're just two gay guys. No, they're two guys that are human beings that actually fell in love. They're just two people in this world that are just as equal as everybody else. So just showing that equality and coming and showing it with confidence. And there's nothing wrong with that. Also, it is supporting my fellow LGBTQ plus members. Piggyback off what you said, I think that we don't hold each other accountable and we can be very judgmental and not support each other, kind of hate on each other low key. And we need to steer away
No low key. No low key.
High key as fuck.
High key.
Yeah. We can hate on each other high key as fuck. I don't like that shit. So, because let me pass it on.
I think for me, I'm really visually driven, and all the work I create, lives on a platform that, we have Instagram now. You just click and you look and you click and you look and you just keep going. And I think I'm still very much a sprout in this garden of opinions and a garden of knowledge. And I think that being able to showcase people who are fully grown within this garden and put them on this platform visually. And we just recently interviewed the oldest bartender at Stonewall, and he's 86 years old, still going. His name is Tree. He's still there. You guys can go see him. But just hearing his story and putting it on a platform, because he's old, right? People discard older gay men, and that's just a fact. Unless it's a fetish thing, but.
Oh, shit.
Sorry. But I think it's being able to put people visually out in the world and using my platform and my talent as a way to showcase these stories that get discarded. And I think someone like Tree, who has been a gay man since before it was legal, and he lived through Stonewall, through the riots. He's still there, he's still going, and being able to show someone's story like that on a platform that's really modern and young it's really helping visualize and propel this community that needs to be fully out there. And that's my approach, I guess.
So my last question before we wrap into like questions from our audience, I want to talk. You talk about social media. I want to talk about how has technology and social media channels, real briefly, impacted the community. Has it been a good thing, or is it outing everybody now, or how do you guys feel about that? Do you screenshot something and share it, or is it like you said, using a positive way to share compelling stories? Like real briefly.
Just quickly, I've been just thinking this long time. It's so crazy how things change. Having a straight man take a selfie years ago is like, oh no, oh you gay, all this type of stuff. Now, the stuff that straight men are putting on social media, I'm like, how? And I'm questioning, and I just feel like,
Like positive.
Oh, sorry, positive. Hearts, share. Right. But I think that it just goes to show that things change. Trends and things like that. You just have to be authentic to what this whole thing's about. Be who you are. Do what you like to do. Embrace what you like to do. And I think social media is a good thing because you're now able to see other people and to understand where they come from, and they're letting you really into their life. Sometimes you have to mute them because they say a lot, but for the most part, it's exciting, and you really are able to connect with people that you wouldn't normally be able to connect with if you didn't have social media.
Yeah, I definitely think there's a negative and a positive to it. Some of the negatives are it could end up, outing somebody, or there is such, in social media, there's such a phenomenon that it just spreads like wildfire. And like, what if it wasn't comfortable? What if the content that you're posting makes somebody else feel uncomfortable? Like, how are you going to repair that? But the positive is that it's shining a light on issues that are happening within the community. It's giving people who may not have had the platform to speak or to share a platform to speak or share. And I think that is positive. And I think, when thinking about content and when structuring content, you always have to think, how is this going to be perceived and received by other people? And the onus is on the poster or, a curation team. And so you have to think about the best and worst case scenario in every single post that you publish.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I think that social media creates this amazing platform to just be who you are. And sure, there are a lot of negative and positive repercussions, but I think that when you start overthinking, it can create this really toxic kind of counterintuitive mentality within our communities where you're overthinking, you're curating, you're creating this fake life. And I think that when you just post and you say what you want to say and you deal with what comes with it, that's being authentic, at least to me. And I'm not coming for you at all.
No. I think for mine was if you're posting on behalf of somebody or putting that out there Eric's gay. How's that make you feel? Wow. But no, I totally agree.
Marco, you have anything that y'all want to add to this conversation that's not going to cause a fight?
No fighting. I'm the most boring follow ever, so please don't follow me. It won't be anything too exciting. I will say technology, though, there are instances where it allows me the bravery to say, oh, I pressed it, and it went out, and that's it, and there's no turning back, and I don't really delete things off of whatever it is that I do post. And one of the things that we kind of briefly discussed is I'm an adjunct professor at Columbia teaching a few things, and they asked me for a profile. And every single straight white guy and even straight woman had at the end of their profile, and resides in Manhattan with their 2 kids, husband, and a dog. And I was like,
How boring.
baby, I want to put something like that. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it, that's it. I reside from the Bronx, currently residing in Brooklyn with my wife. Send. I was like, I'm gonna do it. It's the last line. I don't know if anyone ever gets to it, but technology and social media has allowed me the bravery to kind of say, yeah, like, I'm gonna do that too, you know?
Margaret.
Everything that they said, basically. I just got social media like a year and a couple months ago, so I was pretty new to the whole Instagram thing. I got it because of the whole show, and I will say that it has given me courage to be my authentic self, because I see it is possible when people are out there, whether it's a facade or it's a front or whatever, it is possible. And I wanted to reflect that in certain ways, but make it customized to my life. So I will say it has all its negatives for sure, but I'm gonna be optimistic and say that it has pushed me to not be fearful to be a gay man, because I am a gay ass man.
Rather than the questions, I actually want to open it up for the last couple of minutes to some questions from the audience. Feel free to ask anything, maybe 2 or 3 questions. We can ask about Marco Grayson. Think of that nature. So, any questions?
What's wrong with me?
Okay, so sensitive. My name is LJ. I am obviously African American. First of all, let me just say thank you so much for expressing your stories and speaking your part about what pride really means, especially what it means to be in the LGBTQ community. I see myself more as an ally, especially in this. So this is something I ask many people who do consider themselves in this community, and I ask you guys as well, what can I do as a person who is straight as a submarine? What can I do? I say that every time. What can I do to be able to support the LGBTQ community and just join the festivities? Is it going to certain galas? Is it me getting out of my comfort zone and maybe seeing a few gay bars here and there and really understand the culture of how the community has risen? Because like I said, it's been 50 years. We grew. Yes, we have so much more to do, how far to go, but let's just celebrate what we already accomplished. That's really what I'm saying.
I mean, yeah.
We're all like,
Oh, that was deep.
So just very quickly, a few things for the allies in the room and who are listening that would make a tremendous difference in conversation is, how's the family, right? Automatically people see a guy and they'll say, what does your wife do? Or they'll see a woman and say, what does your husband do? And it's this automatic heteronormative question where if you ask, how's your family? Or something more generic, you'd be surprised at just how much that could make somebody from the LGBT community feel more at ease to be authentically themselves.
Anyone else want to add to that?
I would say you're definitely on the right track just by being here and being supportive and actually speaking. Being the first one to speak as well, so I commend you for that. A lot of people aren't comfortable being around a whole bunch of gay people if they're straight, and like pride like freaks them out. So I think your heart is in the right place. I don't think you need to ask our opinion about anything that you need to be supportive, because you're doing it right now, and just continue that kind of like genuine purity that is going through your heart right now, and just kind of let it go. Also, just don't act like we're like exhibit A, like, oh, you're gay, and then ask us like a whole bunch of like fascinating questions. Like we're normal people, so that's the only thing. Just let it flow. But keep doing what you're doing. Thanks for coming.
maybe we could be in one.
Well, I'm going to give you a list. This is exactly what you do. Just 1 minute. 1 minute, real quick. I would just say for you to, and I kind of spoke on this earlier, just hold people accountable. So all the other straight like submarine people that are around you and things like that, if you hear something, check them. Be like, I don't think you should be saying that. Or, kind of get, you've come here, you hopefully learned something from them, probably not me. But, you're able to say, hey, I don't think you should do that, or just educate them. I think one of the biggest things about this community, or any community for that matter, is just education and being able to speak to the differences that we all have. So I think, taking that back, I went to this, this is a good idea, you guys should do this, or you should be listening or talking, or whatever the case may be. I think bringing that back to people who don't think like you could be good as well.
Thank you. There's another question.
first of all, thank you guys.
Spotlight.
It traveled a lot. Wanted to know, because I heard the phrase "be who you are" and the word "authentic" come up quite a few times. Maurice, I'm not sure if you're allowed to partake or impart as well, but wanted to ask you all if there was a pivotal moment in your lives where you thought, or you were affirmed that, okay, this is who I am, and I'm going to be this, going forward for the rest of my days.
We'll start.
Well,
As far as sexuality?
Yeah, I'm trying.
In general? I do that every single day, though. I literally do that every single day, like just learning more about myself. As far as my sexuality, as soon as I came out my mom, I knew I was gay. So that was that, and then...
I think the question, if I'm not correct, is more so like, when did you decide to just be prideful of who you are publicly, or just not worry anymore about everyone else and the judgments or whatever world we live in? That's more so. What happened? Was it a fell in love, or did you move to a bigger city? Did a setback happen? Like you said, just F it.
Without being too informal.
Or invasive.
Yeah. I think I'll take it from a different
Okay.
view. I think the most confident and comfortable I have been with my sexuality and who I am was actually right before I met my wife. And then we met and it was like, cool, I could do this for the rest of my life. Like, this is gonna work. We jive. I'm a very big personality. She's pretty low key. She's right here. Like, she's, so I was like, but it was, I had to get to that point on my own and be comfortable with myself. And it just got to a point where, you go through so much and you kind of just wake up one morning and you're like, all right, enough is enough. I'm kind of over it and I'm gonna do it and step out.
I think for me, there wasn't like this big revelation. It was just kind of like hanging out with my husband and having conversations about my lovers or just my past relationships and being in an open marriage and just being able to just talk about things openly. It was definitely one of those steps that really made me feel comfortable within my sexuality and being able to just talk, period. No matter what that is, no matter how difficult the conversation is, just being able to do it really helped me feel at peace with myself.
Also getting a therapist. Never.
yeah.
So I guess mine would be I was in love and then like we broke up and I hurt so much that I was at the point where like, oh, I don't want to be without this person and this person is a man and I don't care. Now regardless that it was a best friend and all this type of stuff, but I mean neither here nor there, we're not going to get there. But it was for me. I think that was the driving force to where I was like, I really cared about this person and I didn't care what anybody else said. I didn't care what they thought. I wanted to be with this person. And then at that moment, I was like, oh, I could really be with a dude or a man for the rest of my life.
Why not?
That's that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I knew the first day of rehearsal for a musical in the 6th grade. I saw somebody and we're still friends to this day, but I was like, damn, I want to be with that man. Sorry, honey, we're still good friends, but I love you. But at that point I was like, what the hell am I doing? I don't know what this means. I'm 11 years old. But really stepping foot into my college campus, I was like, here's my one word for it, fuck this, I'm gonna do it. I didn't mean ear quota. And then I just, I walked through and I was like, no, I'm gay, I'm gonna live my life, I'm gonna be honest with how I communicate with people, and if you don't like it, sorry. That's who I am.
Thank you.
So the supportive community, I want to first of all thank you guys for having this open dialogue with us. I want to thank you guys for actually engaging. We want to actually continue to spread pride and love to the community. So after tonight's session, before we wrap up, there will actually be Samsung brand ambassadors around with tablets that allow donations to the Gay Center. So giving back, Pride is about also giving back and enhancing the community, so you'll be able to make charitable donations of anything you want. Whether it be $1, 50 cents, or something to enable maybe see someone else sit on the stage to actually help spread a better quality of life. So look for any of the Samsung brand ambassadors at the end of this segment. But I want to thank Samsung for giving me this platform and giving this space, my fellow squad members for supporting, all the VIP friends and family that came out, and you guys for having this dialogue. So
Thank you, Murray.
thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the space. Like I said, please check out the space. It's a full interactive moment. I got a love of photography, the photo booth, the galaxy, everything is up there. Test it, play with it, and also engage with the panelists. I know we only had a short time to talk, but they'll be around to answer more questions on the side. So thank you again.
Thank you.